relevant market is defined as the smallest group of products that hypothetical monopolists controlling the product group could profitably sustain a price. This is the definition given by Malaysia. So India is the same lines as that of the other first world countries of Asia. Next. Skipping this, these are just definitions. Now, what India has done is that these are the characteristics. There is physical characteristics or end users. They have huge relevance across the globe. Here is the case Aerospatial Alenia de Havilland case. Here the European Competition Commission decided that commuter turboprop aircraft with more than 20 seats occupied 3 distinct markets: aircraft with 20 to 39 seats, with 40 to 59 seats, and 62 most number of seats. What it's trying to show is that in the context of relevant market, one has to understand the sub-markets to actually determine whether abuse did actually take place. Next. Now, I have been giving 2 respective cases, for understanding whether the system is working or not in India. One is the successful case, that is the DLF case. And there is an unsuccessful case, which is Ajay Devgan case. I want to refer to both of them to show what is actually required on the part of CCI. Now, in the case of DLF, condition that CCI found abusive in DLF's Bilawal project agreement is that unilateral changes can be made by builder without buyer's consent. What happened was in DLF case, there were people who actually bought flats at a very high, number of floors, that is 20th floor or 32 floor in the, city of Gurgaon. And thereafter it was one-sided. DLF unilaterally decided to increase the size of the building from 19 floors to 29. What happened was, the buyers basically, they never were getting the so-called possession, and thereafter, they had to pay extra amount of rents elsewhere. Next slide.
Sir,
almost. So I'll just conclude in two minutes. Now, so here the relevant product market included services by developer and a relevant, that was the service market, and geographic market was, Gurgaon. Come down to the last part altogether. Ajay Devgan case, in 1 minute if I can say, here the fact was that, there was a film called Ek Tha Tiger, which had been, released at Eid. Now, Yash Raj banner, during, the Diwali, they went up and, blocked all the single screen theatres, saying that those theatres which had actually released Ek Tha Tiger of Salman Khan, which was a super hit film, could release only Jab Tak Hai Jaan. Whereas Ajay Devgan himself, he actually released his film Son of Sardar at the same period of time, but could not get those, single screen theatres. What happened was, he was counting on the number of single screen theatres in the country, which was 75%. But Competition Commission of India finally found that it is not the number, but the amount of revenue that has been created. And the revenue was only, 25-30%, whereas 70% was from the multi-screen theatres where one cannot abuse. So ultimately, Ajay Devgan lost the case. Come down to the last slide. So the way ahead is that, India should give importance to intent in the determination of abuse of dominance. Like competition agencies of Japan, UK, meaning that where the so-called relevant product market or geographic market is not establishing dominance, at least the intent can lead to, the malice, and that can help the cause. Thanks all of you for the patience here.